wonderful living in today. Ah! Ah! Huh? Mierda. Well, would you look at that, something that no one would have expected, a Sonic-related video. Now, before we start, since I assume you already know what this video is about, I would like to explain when this OC originated from, since I think it's a very interesting story, even though it's quick. It all starts around 2016 or 2017. You got a little moon around her 8 or 9 years of life, who was attending already in her last years of primary school. During that time, me and a friend would always talk during recess about many things. She was my main way of finding out about different social media things. And one day, she came with me with her new knowledge about none other than Puppet the Performer. And we have come to the conclusion to make ourselves a little OC related to the series. And my amazing mind came to an amazing idea. And what do you think you get when a kid has a fox face, happens to be rather edgy, and is kinda into the creepypasta fandom? Well, you get what I made. I had created this thing that basically was like Poppy, but she had a custom referencing Tails doll, since I was very into that and I had a favoritism for one of those creepies. And since recently I have been getting pulled back to the fandom, or better, getting sucked into fandom for the first time properly, I decided that it would be amazing to make a video about it and show you the redesigning and what I have made of her. So why don't we get to the Speedpaint already, shall we? Well, now we are back into the Speedpaint part of the video. So welcome, thank you to watch me make a drawing very speed. And this drawing took around 1 hour and a half maybe, because I kinda stopped it in the middle of it because I didn't know what to add and I was deciding her name. It took me a while, but I decided on the name Mindy since I was watching a video, I was hearing a video and the name came up and I felt it fit her. As you may be able to notice, she has very similarities to Tails. This being mainly since she was made as an experiment that has his DNA, but there are some things changed here and there and all that. But basically she also stayed like this because, as how I explained at the start of the video, she was originally inspired on Tails doll. I'm going to start talking a bit low because I have been talking a lot and I am speaking quick and my parents are sleeping. I decided to keep a little cut in the middle of her face to symbolize what she was inspired from. And as you can notice, she is wearing a little necklace on her neck, obviously, with a crystal. And I'm still not sure what this crystal is going to be. I have thought about it being a Chaos Emerald, but I'm not sure about it. But even then, the crystal in the necklace is basically her main source of life. That it's the main source that gives her life. Without it, as you can see, you will see at the end when I show the finished product, without it, she will basically drop dead in less than 24 hours, since that's what gives her energy and all that. You can still keep her alive without the collar, but it's more complicated than not giving her the collar, and there are a few changes on it and all that. So yeah, she has boots with high heels, since I thought that it will be a very interesting thing to keep. This is actually not her first redesign, it's the second one. She actually happens to have another redesign that I did from when I remember that I still have a little drawing of her. I will be putting the redesign up here somewhere, since I just saw the drawing and I said I want to redesign this, and I went ahead. And I decided to keep a few things from the quick redesign. She originally looked very much like Tails, just that she had these bangs that were red and very saturated red eyes. On the drawing it's difficult to notice, but on the first drawing I have ever made of her digitally, there is a little point behind those trees. Those are trees that's Tails though, and her boots originally have glitter on them, but I decided to discard that. And I also forgot about them, and I kinda prefer them without the glitter. I think she looks better like this. The back of her hair that you see red on the new design that I decided to keep of Minty, it's actually dye. She dyes her hair because I thought it will be very interesting to say about. And regarding her lore, as you can see, well, as the name might suggest on this, her name is Exp001T, meaning Experiment 001T, meaning Tails. This is because she was a bit of a try for Dr. Eggman. He tried to make a bioweapon using DNA from someone from the team, and changed a few things on the DNA and all that, coming up with Mindy. He never named her, he just gave her that code number and nothing else. And she was basically brainwashed from her very first day alive, and she basically became resentful from her technically own species. She was made to spy on the main team, Sonic and eventually she ends up noticing that maybe her morals are very fucked up, and she betrays Eggman. She rips off a little gold tag that she had on her ear that contained a tracking device on her, and she basically started hanging out, and in the end she ended up hanging out more around the main team, learning more about her fucked up morals, gathering her own opinions about things, and a lot of stuff. Now, shout out to my boyfriend who basically helped me out with her new lore. I don't even remember what her old lore was, since I made her so young, and I didn't really have a bunch of things that have her information written down. It's a bad habit of mine I have had now that I think about it. But yeah. And I gave her... back to her design that I forgot to mention. I decided to give her goggles and a little bag, just because I felt like it will fit the same with the jacket, since I didn't want to leave her plain naked and all that. And I don't know, I feel like it fits. I like how she looks. I personally feel like she's very much far away from looking like Tails. She has a more orangey, reddish type of color for her skin, and while Tails has a more yellowish skin tone. Yeah, back again. Thank you to my boyfriend for helping me out a lot with the lore. Yeah, that will be all. What do you guys think of the design? Leave it in the comments if you want to. I think that will be all for today, and see you in the next video. Wherever you are having, if you want to check my social media, it's going to be linked in the description as every single video I make. And see you next time. I love you all. Y'all are amazing. Love you.